Yes, a very good morning to all of you. So, we were doing quadrilateral chapter. Let us continue. Open up your books at page number 146 and I'm going to teach question number 7. Page number 146, question number 7. We are going to start with. ABCD is a rhombus. Kirti, come forward. ABCD is a rhombus we are given a rhombus ABCD is given to be a rhombus and we want to prove that diagonal AC bisects angle A as well as angle C. We are having a diagonal AC which is bisecting angle A as well as angle C. And same way we have to prove that diagonal BD, it bisects angle B as well as angle D. So firstly I am making a single diagonal AC. Afterwards you can do it for BD yourself, right? When we can say that AC bisect angle A as well as C if angle 1 is equal to angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to angle 4. So we want to prove AC bisects angle A as well as angle C. So our purpose is to prove angle 1 is equal to angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Now, without using the concept of congruency, this could be done. This can be done. Let us see how. Let us proceed with the proof. You can see that as one diagonal AC is marked, the whole figure, it is divided into two triangles. One is triangle ADC. So we will write in triangle ADC and another is triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC. So two triangles we are having. You see that in triangle ABC, as it is a rhombus, all sides equal. Why I am choosing this method? Because my target is to reach at angles. So I have to see some theorem in which I can come with the angles. So in this triangle, as it is a rhombus, all sides equal, therefore AB equal to BC. So पहले AB equal to BC, मुझे पहले ABC लिखना. Here AB is equal to BC, so this implies angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Reason being angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. So we are having 1 is equal to 3. On the other hand, if I am looking at triangle ADC, in triangle ADC too, AD is equal to CD. So what it means again, angle 2 is equal to angle 4. This is equation number 2. So two equations we are having. 2 is equal to 4, equation number 2. Now, by doing this, we are not able to reach what we want to find. We want to reach at 1 is equal to 2 and 3 is equal to 4. And right now, we are having 1 is equal to 3 and 2 is equal to 4. That means still something is to be done so that we can reach our target. So what to do? Listen. Every rhombus is a parallelogram as well, right? That means opposite side are parallel as well. So I can use the fact that AB is parallel to CD. So if AB parallel to CD, it means angle 1 is equal to angle 4 using the concept of alternate interior angles. So here AB parallel to CD, this implies 1 is equal to 4, equation number 3, alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles, right? So after doing this much effort, we are getting certain equations through which we'll reach our required result. So let us combine all these equations and let us analyze that what we are getting throughout these equations. So starting with the equation number 1, we are having 1 is equal to 3. So let us start with 1 is equal to 3. Now in any of these equations, can you see 1 equal to any other angle? 1 equal to 4 as well. And can you see 4 equal to any angle? 4 is equal to angle 2. So we are having 1 is equal to 3, and moreover this 1 is equal to 4, and moreover this 4 is equal to 2. लिख सकते हैं that way, that is also one way.
Because tomorrow onward you have to bring your own water bottle. Only for refilling you have to use the tap. Bring your own water bottle. No child is supposed to go out for refilling. Thank you very much.
So you are having angle 1 is equal to 3. Moreover 1 it was equal to 4, and 4 it was equal to 2. So after joining all these three equations, we are getting all the angles to be equal. हमारे पास सारे के सारे angles equal आ गए. Now what we need, that we will write separately. We need 1 is equal to 4 and 2 is equal to 3. So from here you can compute that 1 is equal to 2, sorry, 1 is equal to 2 and 3 is equal to 4. And when 1 is equal to 2, we can say that AC bisect angle A, and when 3 is equal to 4, the same way we can say that AC bisects angle C. Here, same way you can prove that BD bisects B as well as D, taking the triangle this and this, that you will do yourself, but I am not doing. Now I am doing question number 10th, and after that 12th, then exercise. 10th question I am going to start with. ABCD is a parallelogram in which BD is a diagonal, AP is perpendicular to BD and CQ is perpendicular to BD. AP and CQ both, they are perpendicular to diagonal BD, right? So nutshell mein I am writing given that ABCD is a parallelogram, right? AP perpendicular to BD and CQ perpendicular to BD as well. We want to prove that triangle APB congruent to triangle CQD and AP is equal to CQ. These two things we want to prove. The question in which he is directly asking you prove the congruency, that is the most easiest question, because in those very questions you know earlier that which triangles we are to suppose. As in this question we need to suppose triangle APB and triangle CQD. Let us start with the proof. In triangle APB and triangle CQD, in triangle APB and triangle CQD, let us see that how we can prove the congruency. Would you please shift the top? So we can have angle 1 equal to angle 2, 90 degree each. So 1 is equal to 2, 90 degree each, right? And as it is parallelogram, so we can have AB equal to CD because opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. So AB equal to CD as ABCD is a parallelogram. And moreover, these are parallel and alternate interior angles should be equal. So this is 3, this is 4. We can have 3 equal to 4 alternate interior angles. Alternate interior. पहले तो this 1 and 2 90 degree. We are given perpendiculars fall at 90 degree, and then sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal, being a parallelogram, and then parallel sides transversal 3 and 4 alternate interior. So two angles, one side. So we can say by AAS rule, triangle APB, this is congruent to triangle CQD. APB is congruent to CQD. And when APB congruent to CQD, by CPCT we will have AP is equal to CP. AP is equal to CQ by CPCT. So this is all about this question. Let us start with question number 12. Question number 12 we are going to start with. चलिए. Yes. 12th question is ABCD is a trapezium in which AB parallel to CD. Naturally, if it is a trapezium, one pair of side will be parallel. Trapezium, AB parallel to CD. And we are also given that AD is equal to BC. That means non-parallel sides, they become equal. And when non-parallel sides of a trapezium become equal, it becomes isosceles trapezium. And we have done one more question. That was in cyclic quadrilateral, that isosceles trapezium is always cyclic. Proof kiya tha na? So we are having AD equal to BC. Three things we want to prove. First is A equal to B. Second, C is equal to D. And third, triangle ABC congruent to triangle ABD. ये तीन चीजें हैं. This thing we want to prove. When we have done this question in cyclic quadrilateral, you know, in that question also we need to prove that sum of the opposite angles 180 degree. And initially we have proved that these angles equal, C equal to D, A equal to B. Similarly, here the same proof is there. We need to prove A equal to B, C equal to D. वैसा ही क्वेश्चन है, बिकॉज साइक्लिक क्वाड्रिलेटरल प्रूव करने के लिए भी हमें A equal to B और C equal to D ही इक्वल प्रूव किए थे, right? So in this also we need to prove A equal to B, C equal to D. And if you know that method, why to go with one more method? Keep one thing in the mind, so we can prove it by the same method. Anyone who remember that what we have done? हमने बीच में परपेंडिकुलर्स ड्रॉ किए थे. देखो, whether you are going with this method, this will also need one construction that parallel ड्रॉ करनी है. ठीक है? सो कंस्ट्रक्शन हर क्वेश्चन की अलग होती जा रही है, याद रखनी मुश्किल हो जाएगी, तो बेटर है कि हम इसको उसी मेथड से कर लें जो हमने साइक्लिक क्वाड्रिलेटरल में किया था. व्हाट वी डिड, वी ड्रॉ AM परपेंडिकुलर टू BC and BN perpendicular to BC. किया था ना? And then what hint I have given you, that after drawing this perpendicular, what we need to prove? क्या प्रूव किया था हमने? जब ये कंस्ट्रक्शन की थी उसके बाद हमारे पास ये दो ट्राइंगल्स आ गए थे. And I told you that you need to prove these two triangles to be congruent, because only then you will reach C equal to D, A equal to B by CPCT. So this construction that AM perpendicular to CD and BN perpendicular to CD is drawn, and we need to prove that these triangles are what? Congruent. So let us start with the proof. In triangle AMD and triangle BNC, AMD and BNC, but sit properly. We have taken these two triangles, we need to prove their congruency. Very easy. Can anyone tell me the three things? AD equal to BC given. 1 equal to 290 degree each. Third thing, साइक्लिक क्वाड्रिलेटरल में हमने इसकी कॉन्ग्रुएंसी करी हुई है. सो बताओ मुझे तीसरी चीज. हाँ जी बेटे, वेरी मतलब खुशी. थर्ड थिंग धवनेश. AM is equal to BN. Lines are parallel and distance between two parallel lines always remains the same. AM is equal to BN. So this is hypotenuse 90 one side RHS rule. By RHS rule, triangle AMD congruent to triangle BNC. But our target was to prove A equal to B and C equal to D. हमें A को B के और C को D के इक्वल प्रूव करना है. So what it means? it means we need to apply CPCP here. How? These two triangles are congruent. It means angle D is equal to angle C by CPCP. So I'm writing here. This implies D is equal to C by CPCP. Now one more thing we need to prove that A is equal to B. हमने C को D के equal prove कर दिया, but A को भी तो B के equal prove करना है ना. When I prove the congruency of these two triangles, I reach full angle D and full angle C. But I can't reach full angle A, full angle B. I reach only this much part of angle A, that is angle 3, and this much part of angle B, that is angle 4. So what I need to write? 3 is equal to 4 by CPCP. 3 equal to 4 by CPCP. Now we reach at this angle 3, but we want to reach at full angle A. We reach at angle 4, but we want to reach full angle B. That means 3, if it wants to become angle A, it needs this much angle, and 4, if it wants to become B, it needs this much angle. And can you tell me the measure of this angle? 90. Reason being, parallel lines, transversal, this 90 alternate interior angles. So you are having 3 equal to 4. So adding 90 to both sides, you will be having 3 plus 90 is equal to 4 plus 90. So 3 plus 90 give you angle A, 4 plus 90 give you angle B. So this is A equal to B and C is equal to A. A equal to B, C equal to D. प्रूव हो गया हमारा. देखो हमने जो साइक्लिक क्वाड्रिलेटरल का इसका प्रूफ किया है, इसको आगे साइक्लिक क्वाड्रिलेटरल कैसे प्रूव करेंगे? सेम प्रूफ के बाद कैसे सम 180 आएगा ऑपोजिट एंगल्स का? एंगल सम प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ क्वाड्रिलेटरल यूज करोगे, उसमें ए और सी को रख लोगे और बी और डी को उनके साथ replace कर दोगे, and you will get a plus c to be 180. Same question we have done in the cyclic quadrilateral circle chapter, and I want that proof we should do in the same way as we did earlier, so that some similarity remains there. What do you, matlab, I didn't get your point, but trapezium is something different from parallelogram, because in parallelogram both the pair of sides are parallel, but in trapezium only one pair. इसीलिए इसको बाहर निकाला, ठीक है ना, इसीलिए इसको अलग से डिस्कस करते हैं. चलिए, let us start with the next concept, that is proceeding towards exercise 8.2. Exercise 8.2, it is based on midpoint theorem and its converse. Proofs have been deleted for both the theorems, but their application is there. So we need to recall the statement so that we can apply it in exercise 8.2. So let us recall the statement of midpoint theorem first. There is a triangle like this. Two sides are having their midpoints as D and E. And what theorem says? Theorem says that line joining the midpoint of two sides. Line joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. कौन सी line बनी? DE. This is parallel to the third side. Which is the third side? BC. And this is equal to half of its length. This is called midpoint theorem. That means what we are having in midpoint theorem, we have a triangle, two sides and their midpoints. क्या क्या given होता है midpoint theorem में? एक triangle, दो sides उसकी और उनके midpoints. और हम करते क्या है? हम उनके midpoints को join कर देते हैं. After joining, we get a line. एंड उस लाइन का हशर क्या होगा? इट विल बी पैरेलल टू द थर्ड साइड एंड इक्वल्स टू हाफ ऑफ इट्स लेंथ. So whatever I am doing in the figure, that is given, and whatever I am writing here, that is what we want to prove. That is what midpoint theorem applies. That implies that if this happen, then this will definitely happen. That if the midpoints are there, two midpoints are there, we join them, we get a line that will definitely be parallel to third line and is equal to half of its length. Am I clear? चलो हम स्टेटमेंट पूछ ही लेते हैं. लाइन ज्वाइनिंग द डैश ऑफ टू साइड्स, midpoints of two sides of a dash triangle is dash to the parallel to the is dash to parallel to dash side and equal to half of its length. Line joining the midpoints of the two sides of the triangle parallel to the third side and equals to half of its length. नैना फटाफट से स्टेटमेंट सुना दो. किसके किसके midpoints of two sides किसके of a triangle? Are they is कीर्ति आप भी एक बार सुना दो midpoint theorem की स्टेटमेंट. इज पैरेलल, ये हम प्रूव करने जा रहे हैं. विच इज का मतलब तो गिवन है. लेंथ, ठीक है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड मिड पॉइंट थ्योरम. तीनों ट्राइंगल कौन से और क्या मिड पॉइंट से लाइन बनेगी किसी में भी आ सकती. ट्राइंगल कैन बी ऑफ एनी टाइप. कन्वर्स. What converse says that if we draw a line through the midpoint of one side, इसमें हमें एक साइड का midpoint दिया होता है. We draw a line through this midpoint, and this line is parallel to third side. ये सब कुछ हमारे पास है. D midpoint और उससे निकलने वाली लाइन पैरेलल टू थर्ड साइड, ये हमारे पास है. इफ इट हैपन्स देन दिस लाइन विल बाइसेक्ट द थर्ड साइड. दिस लाइन विल बाइसेक्ट द थर्ड साइड मींस इट विल मीट द थर्ड साइड एट इट्स मिड पॉइंट. यानी कि क्या डिफरेंस है दोनों में, डिफरेंस जानने की कोशिश करो. कन्वर्स में वी आर हैविंग वन मिड पॉइंट एंड ए लाइन पैरेलल टू द थर्ड साइड, एंड इफ इट हैपेंस देन वी विल गेट द अदर पॉइंट टू बी मिड पॉइंट. अगर एक मिड पॉइंट होगा, एक पैरेलल लाइन होगी, तो दूसरा पॉइंट अपने आप ही क्या बन जाएगा? मिड पॉइंट बन जाएगा. अब मैं दोनों के बीच में आपको कंट्रास्ट करके दिखाती हूँ ताकि आपको अप्लाई करना आसान हो जाए. हाँ, हमने तो दो साइड्स के मिड पॉइंट लेने ना. वर्टेक्स, अगर वर्टेक्स लेते हैं, एक हमने वर्टेक्स ले लिया, दूसरी साइड ले ली, ऐसे तो वो क्या ही नहीं रहा. हमें उसके अकॉर्डिंगली चलना है. सो कन्वर्स की एक बार स्टेटमेंट को रिकॉल करते हैं. लाइन थ्रू द डैश ऑफ वन साइड which is parallel to the dash side, another side, will dash the remaining side, bisect them. That means will meet the third side at its midpoint. Am I clear? चलिए अब एक बार इसको हम कंट्रास्ट करें दोनों में. midpoint theorem and then converse. Given and what it implies. पहली लाइन में गिवन और उससे क्या निकल के आता है वो दूसरी लाइन में. टू मिड पॉइंट्स two midpoints, line joining them parallel to third side. नहीं, line joining them, बस. Two midpoints and line joining them. This is given. And what it implies? Line will be parallel to third side and half of it. Half of it. Line will be parallel to third side and half of it. So you just try to understand that when we will apply midpoint theorem, when there are two midpoints. And when we will apply midpoint theorem, what should be our target? That we need to prove the line to be parallel or half of its length. That is the case when midpoint theorem is applied. Now come to the converse. इसमें given क्या होगा? One midpoint and line through it parallel to third side. This will be given to us. And what we need to prove? The point where it meets the third side is midpoint of third side. Is midpoint of third side. That हाँ second remaining कुछ भी कर सकते हो. Listen, when to apply converse? When only one midpoint is given. When line parallel is also given, and just one thing is to be proved, or just one thing is to be recognized or to be followed, that we need to prove the other point where this line ends and meet the remaining side to be midpoint. यानी कि कन्वर्स वहां लगाएंगे जहां मिड पॉइंट प्रूव करना है, और थ्योरम वहां लगाएंगे जहां हमें दो मिड पॉइंट्स दिए होंगे. सो ये बच्चों को बड़ी कंफ्यूजन रहती है दैट वेयर टू अप्लाई मिड पॉइंट थ्योरम एंड वेयर टू अप्लाई कन्वर्स, एंड दिस contrast will definitely help you to realize, to analyze that where the theorem should be applied and where the converse should be applied. थ्योरम अप्लाई करने के लिए चादित्य कितने मिड पॉइंट्स होने चाहिए? 2 मिड पॉइंट्स होने चाहिए. और कन्वर्स अप्लाई करने के लिए 1 मिड पॉइंट होना चाहिए. थ्योरम में लाइन पैरेलल दी होती है कि प्रूव करनी होती है? प्रूव करनी होती है. और कन्वर्स में लाइन पैरेलल दी होती है, और कन्वर्स में हमें दूसरा मिड पॉइंट प्रूव करना होता है. सो दिस इज द कॉन्ट्रास्ट. यू कैन सी इट that we are going to apply this information, this you can say comparative information of these two in the questions. So why I emphasize on the contrast of these two? Because the questions will be mingled and you have to analyze yourself. Here I should apply theorem or its converse. Let us start with exercise 8.2 with the help of these theorems. Exercise 8.2. First question. See, he says ABCD is a quadrilateral. There is a simple quadrilateral. In the first question, no type of the quadrilateral is given to us, just a simple quadrilateral is given. ABCD. PQRS are the midpoints. P is the midpoint of AB, Q is of BC, R is of CD, and S is of AD. Midpoints are given to us. P, Q, R, and S, they are given to be midpoints of the sides. AC is a diagonal. You can see diagonal AC is there. These are all which are given to us. To prove is SR parallel to AC. SR is equal to half of AC. Now, two things will guide us that whether we should go through the theorem or we should go through its converse. First thing is, here we are having so many midpoints, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we know that when two midpoints, we have to apply theorem. And moreover, what we need to prove, what we need to prove, that will tell us that theorem is to be applied. We need to prove line to be parallel. It means it is application of theorem, not the converse. Chaliye. And moreover, one thing you have to remember, that midpoint theorem, it holds in a triangle, not in a quadrilateral. Midpoint theorem हमने triangle में लगानी है, quadrilateral में नहीं. So we have to see the two triangles. You can see very well. One is ABC, another is ADC. Let us start. In triangle ABC, in triangle ADC, दोनों में हम midpoint theorem लगा देंगे. Because see, in ABC you are having two midpoints. कौन कौन से? P and Q. ठीक है? इनको ज्वाइन करके लाइन कौन सी बनेगी? PQ. अभी फॉर अ टाइम बीइंग ना इस ट्राइंगल को भूल जाओ. साकेत स्टैंड अप. मिड पॉइंट्स को ज्वाइन करके साकेत विच लाइन वी आर गेटिंग एंड व्हाट विल हैपन टू दिस लाइन? हाफ AC बस. और कुछ हाँ, एक और चीज होती है. हाफ AC की चीज तो बाद में है, पहले तो मेन चीज है. Only PQ is equal to half AC. This is enough. PQ, बच्चे line joining the midpoints of क्या? Parallel to AC. शाबाश. Line joining the midpoints of two sides parallel to AC and half of AC. अब यहाँ पे some of the students were asking कि हमें प्रूफ करना पड़े. No need to prove the theorem. Theorem का प्रूफ है ही नहीं. हमें साइड पे लिख देना बाय मिड पॉइंट थ्योरम. ठीक है. सो अभी हम दूसरे ट्राइंगल में चलते हैं, एडीसी में, वेयर वी आर हैविंग आर एंड एस बाय मिड पॉइंट थ्योरम. नाउ वी आर कमिंग टू द अनदर ट्राइंगल दैट इज एडीसी. यू सी, आई एम गोइंग टू रब दिस. Which line you are getting after joining the midpoints? SR. And Jaditya, what will happen to this line SR? SR parallel to AC. SR is equal to half of AC. SR parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. देखो, nothing but we are applying midpoint theorem. So here you will write midpoint theorem. Now come back that what our target is. Our target is to prove SR, PQ parallel to SR and PQ is equal to SR. Now see, this line PQ parallel to AC, SR also parallel to AC, and lines which are parallel to the same lines will parallel to one another also. दो लाइनें अगर सेम लाइन के पैरेलल हैं तो वो आपस में भी पैरेलल होंगी. जैसे मैं ये वाली अपनी आर्म को ऐसे रूफ के साथ पैरेलल शो करूं, पैरेलल ही है ना रूफ के साथ, और इधर वाली आर्म भी रूफ के पैरेलल है, तो ये दोनों आर्म्स आपस में भी पैरेलल. लाइंस व्हिच आर पैरेलल टू द सेम लाइंस विल बी पैरेलल टू वन अनदर. ठीक है. सो फ्रॉम 1 and 3 we get PQ parallel to SR. And you know Euclid, things which are equals to same things are equal to one another. PQ says I am equal to half of AC. SR again saying that I am also equal to half of AC. So what it means? PQ equal to SR. From 2 and 4, PQ is equal to SR. So in this question, we have done the application of which theorem? Midpoint theorem. क्या होती है सहज मिडपॉइंट थ्योरम? बेटे असली की कोई बात नहीं, मैंने आपसे पूछा मिडपॉइंट थ्योरम क्या होती है. व्हाट इज मिडपॉइंट थ्योरम? फाइंड नहीं करना, होती क्या है? स्टेटमेंट. लाइन ज्वाइनिंग द midpoints of the two sides of triangle is parallel to the third side. चलिए So now I will teach second question, then I will teach fourth, sixth and seventh. Second question. Look at the statement, all of you. ABCD is a rhombus and PQRS are with midpoints of the side AB, BC, CD and TA respectively. First of all, we are given a rhombus. And PQRS, they are given to be the midpoints of the sides. We need to prove that if we join this PQRS, we are getting a quadrilateral, and we need to prove that this quadrilateral is a rectangle. That means outside there is a rhombus, then inside there will be a rectangle. Outside, ये देखो 1 मार्क में भी आ सकते हैं ऐसे क्वेश्चन, that आया हुआ है. Line joining the midpoints of the, if we are getting a quadrilateral by joining the midpoints of the sides of the quadrilateral, what kind of quadrilateral we will get? Rectangle. Rhombus, sorry, बाहर मुझे rhombus बोलना चाहिए था. We are getting rectangle. चलिए, here is the end of the lecture.